It's official. Donald Trump's shutdown has gone from political disaster to full-blown logistical chaos. And the latest mess? His own transportation secretary just managed to make it worse in spectacular fashion. You can't make this stuff up. America's airways are now one giant traffic jam in the sky. And it's not because of bad weather or mechanical issues. It's because the Trump administration can't govern to save its life. Here's how the disaster started and how one Trump official made it even more humiliating.
Airlines spent Thursday canceling flights for the weekend, a scramble touched off by Wednesday's surprise FAA order to cut flights from 40 high-traffic airports starting Friday. It's an effort to ease the burden on air traffic controllers who are working without pay due to the government shutdown amid surging sick calls.
They want to make sure it's 100% safe. That's why they're doing it.
The initial cuts will be modest, about 4% for the weekend, gradually stepping up to 10% likely by sometime next week. The major airports impacted will include Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas, Los Angeles, and all three in the New York City area. For flyers today, uncertainty.
I don't want my safety just, in jeopardy. Plus, I don't want to be caught in the airport and not be able to fly where I need to go. So I am very much worried about it.
I'm kind of making contingency plans to drive the whole way if I need to, but I don't want to. I'd rather fly.
United Airlines expects to cancel nearly 200 flights a day this weekend, but anticipates minimal disruptions to its operation.
We're trying to be really thoughtful about where those flights come out to try to minimize customer impact across the system.
David Kinzelman is United's chief customer officer.
The key for customers to avoid being stranded is early action, early communication. That's why we're getting ahead of the curve now and proactively putting in our cancellations for today, for the next several days, to give customers time to plan ahead and make sure that they can enjoy their travel journey as planned.
So, the longest government shutdown in U.S. history, a crippled FAA, and 10% of all flights grounded. And while travelers were scrambling to rebook, Trump's Transportation Secretary Duffy stepped up to reassure the public and instead made things exponentially worse. Here's what he said, and brace yourself.
I asked the head of the Air Traffic Controller Union to reach out to his controllers, to ask them to show up. It is their jobs. If they start coming to work, we may have the same experience we had in Newark. We had delays and cancellations in Newark in the early summer. We reduced the capacity, and then the flights were on time. Right? We had less cancellations, less delays. It was the most on-time months we had in Newark ever. So that could be an outcome of what we're doing. And we'll see probably more people on less flights, which means less pressure on control.
That's right. Duffy actually tried to spin nationwide flight cancellations as a positive development. If you ground enough planes, the rest will run on time. Genius. But that wasn't even his biggest blunder of the week. Because just hours after his tone-deaf airport speech, Politico dropped a bombshell. Duffy secretly planned an unauthorized campaign trip to Wisconsin in the middle of this aviation meltdown to boost his son-in-law's congressional bid. According to the report, Trump hasn't endorsed anyone in that race yet, which makes this a direct violation of White House protocol. Cabinet secretaries are forbidden from interfering in Republican primaries without Trump's explicit approval. And yes, this is the same Duffy who's already angered Trump before. Earlier this year, he co-hosted a fundraiser with Rep. Bill Huizenga, who is considering a Senate run in Michigan against Trump's chosen candidate, Mike Rogers. Trump was reportedly furious. Oh, and just for good measure, Duffy has also tried to fold NASA into the Department of Transportation, because apparently when you're already failing at one job, the logical move is to grab another. Here's the takeaway. This administration can't even manage the traffic in the sky, let alone the chaos inside the White House. And somehow, every time the country faces a crisis, Trump's team finds a way to make it worse, through arrogance, incompetence, or just sheer stupidity. While thousands of travelers are stranded and air traffic controllers are working without pay, Trump's transportation secretary is out campaigning for family members. It's corruption meets cluelessness, the perfect metaphor for the mega era. So maybe we need a new movie title for this shutdown saga. Forget Airpocalypse Now. At this point, it's Dumb and Dumber, the Duffy edition. And if you think this level of chaos couldn't happen under Democratic leadership, you're absolutely right. Because while Republicans cause gridlock in the skies, Democrats are the only ones still trying to keep the country moving. Thanks for watching. Make sure to follow the channel, turn on notifications, and drop a comment below. What do you think? Is this the most incompetent cabinet in U.S. history, or just the loudest one? Either way, America deserves better than this.